Sorry, ma'am. A mother-in-law that wants to be in control of the son's home, what will you do about that? What do you have to say?
It depends on what you see as control.
Control, telling the son or telling the wife what to do.
Okay, let me tell you something. Have you ever imagined that olden days they hardly had this challenge of mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, like the way it's so rampant now? How did they cope? And then in those days, they even lived together. As a matter of fact, you will see a mother-in-law, a grandmother, and like you see almost all the generation in a big compound in the village those days. And they all know their role. Now, if you have a mother-in-law, sometimes mother-in-law that you think they're under control, some of them are working under ignorance. For example, if my mother-in-law comes to my house and they want to talk with his son, and he entered my room, some wife will not accept it. Some wife will say, it's my privacy. How can you get into my room? So what do you see as control? Like, I always tell people, and I'll be saying it in my program, whenever my mother-in-law comes, I step down. I step down doesn't mean I'm not playing the role of a wife. I allow her to feel free in her son's house. For instance, any woman that is getting married to my son, I'm a cook. I love cooking. Cooking is my hobby. Any woman that is getting married to my son, whenever I go to my son's house, I want to exercise my cooking attitude. I want to tell my daughter-in-law, can I make a egusi for you? You know, I'm just trying to tell you a particular habit that you as a mother-in-law might even be doing that your daughter-in-law might not take it lightly with you. I want to get into the house and say, today I'm cooking a traditional food. Some daughter-in-law will tell their mother-in-law, you can't use my kitchen, that's my house. But you know that same woman raised that child before you got married to him. I could remember when my father was alive and my grandmother comes into our house as early as 5 a.m. to bring food for us. Not that we don't cook, most especially when they have corn period, you do what they call a poka, corn pudding in my place. My grandmother wake up at 5 a.m. Christmas period, my grandmother comes very early in the morning. My mother will tell us every year, before your mother bring food, I will cook it. My mother don't always meet up and she'll be funny at times. My grandmother will still bring the food because she loved the son. So when you say your mother-in-law want to take over your house, what do? You act as if we are all taking over the house. You behave the way she's behaving. Mama, what do you say you want to cook today? I want to cook a boloya. Let me buy you the ingredient. Cook it now. Mama will never live with you forever. Mama will only live with you at most 20 years, which is not going to be so. I'm just trying to give you an example. So being a fool for 20 years is not too much for a woman who wants her marriage to work. So mama walked into the house and said, today we are going to lie like that. Okay, let's lie like that, mama. That is the mentality of mama.
A mother-in-law that does not accept a daughter-in-law into a family.
Like I always say, when you want to get married and you are aware that your mother-in-law is not ready to accept you and you know that your husband is not man enough, don't get into that marriage.
Even when, he's not man enough, even when you know that the man loves you.
That is what I said, don't get into it. Because it's the wrong mentality, most especially in Africa, thinking that you are marrying to your husband alone. You can never be married to your husband alone. Except your husband just came out from the grant. And whenever you choose to marry him alone, there will always be a repercussion one day.
The man's mother refused to accept me, but the rest of the family, like the father or the sisters and the brothers, accept me.
The home is divided. Why will you go into a home that is divided?
So such one should not venture into that.
If I'm getting married and I'm aware that my mother-in-law does not want me, and I know he has a very strong bond on the son, I'm aware, I will not. Because until she accepts me, I will not go in. Because you need the blessing of your mother-in-law. And so let's go back to the discussion.
Is that so paramount?
Very important. The blessing of your mother is very important. You know, you carry pregnancy, you raise a child, You raise a child as a child, you raise a child until teenager to an adult, you pray. There are times you have a sleepless night, there are times you cry, there are times you fast, there are times you allow the child to eat and you have nothing to eat. There are times you are crying when you see the child, you are smiling and say all is well. And then when you come in as a wife, allow your mother-in-law to feel free. No matter what you've heard about her, no matter what people say, your mother-in-law is terrible, she's troublesome. Tolerate her. One thing you should know, no matter how bad someone is, when you see a good person, it is easy for you to recognize. Let me tell you something about hard people. When you meet a mother-in-law that is so hard, so mean, so that is want to control, that is so rude. Mother-in-law have different character based on who they are. Some of them because they are very rich. Some of them is because of their level of understanding. Some of them is because of how their husband and their own mother-in-law treated them. But you as a daughter-in-law can make a difference. As long as I want my marriage to work, I will keep making a difference in her life, showing her that I genuinely love her. Why do I love her? Because I love my husband. When you love your husband, you should extend the love to other people. When you love your husband, you should extend the love to the family. So mother-in-law that you said is so terrible, is so wicked, can also be so sweet, the way you treat her. The same way you can also see a mother-in-law that is very calm. The way you treat her also make her to be very terrible. Hello guys, welcome to Great Goodness People, where we cook and talk relationship.